Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back once again, or for the very first time, to the Farts and Craps Show, where today, as per usual, it's your host Danjo here with the fourth episode of RC Classics, or RC Samples, for you guys. Not sure how many times I've done that. But yeah, this is the fourth option in the current round of RC samples, yeah, to determine the next Retro Classics series. The actual vote will be done by the channel members. More on that at the end of the video. So if you guys do want to hear more about that, just go ahead and skip to the end and then come back here or whatever. But yeah, a little thing about this game. Final Fantasy IX, man, I absolutely adore this game. It's still one of my favorite games of all time. I didn't know there was a UK English option. I'm gonna go ahead and try it because that's news to me. Like, it was on US by default, so I just kind of left it there because that's like the version that I know. But yeah, originally came out in 1999 for the PS1. Absolutely fantastic game, legendary status. In my opinion, the best Final Fantasy. It was, yeah, it was kind of a really big deal, and I could just rant on and on and on about how I love this game, but this is the digital edition running on the Switch, because it's just a great game to have on the Switch. There's not really any... There's like a very tiny performance sacrifice, but even comparing it to the PS5, well, PS4 version running on PS5, it's the same, basically. It's, even in a side-by-side comparison, you'd be hard-pressed to spot any differences. And yeah, there's a few little things I don't particularly love about this version. I do have it on the PS3 as well. I considered doing that version for this, but it's also kind of a recommendation thing. It's also like a little bit more of a pain to record stuff off the PS3. And this version definitely has its upsides. It's kind of, in its own way, concessions aside, it is the most accessible version of the game, and there are some advantages to playing this one. I do think the PS1 original is the best version of the game, but I'll get into it as we run into things. But again, this is just a sample video, but if this one does get chosen by the channel members, it will become the full series. So yeah, Yoshitaka Amano is still working on Final Fantasy stuff. Legendary artist. Nobuo Uematsu, same. One of my favorite composers of all time. Like, beautifully done cutscenes. Like, the story, the characters, just... And one really nice part about this version of the game is, like, everything is upscaled. Like, it's the exact same graphically. Like they didn't remaster anything. Like it's the game just upscaled. Like that's all it is. And it looks great. Like it looks really good. And that's one downside, like major downside to playing the original version. The resolution. Because like it's PS1, so it's like 240i, I believe. But yeah, just everything about this game is so damn good. Like, and this is a thing, like, I recommend to people very frequently. I'm just like, look, if you haven't played classic Final Fantasy, just play 9. Like, because of this digital version on Switch and Xbox and PlayStation, like, it's so accessible, and it has all the same elements. Like, okay, granted this is unnecessary and like kind of contradicts, I guess, the nature of the game, where I mean there was a couple spoilers right there on the control screen, which was not there in the original version. This part was just like automatic, and you light a match automatically. And it's like, oh, light the candle in the middle of the room, which is a tutorial for like that was in the original. It was like press X when the thing appears. It just teaches you like the one tool that will carry you basically through the entire game. Like you go around, you interact with things, typically with the confirm button, and that's pretty much it. Like, you know, battles are turn-based. Like you use the directional buttons to move around. Unfortunately, that is one major downside to this version of the game, is there's no analog input. Even though this was a late PS1 game that definitely supported the DualShock controller. So like you could walk slowly by slightly tilting the stick, and you could, you know, tilt it all the way to run. This game, no. 8 directions, you're either running or you're walking, that's it. And it sucks. It's such a small, simple thing too. And these name input things, like these are totally redesigned as well. I'm just gonna stick with the regular Zidane. Which, like, that's another thing they didn't really tell you in the original. Like, I think it was in the game manual. But the fact that Zidane is 16, like, oftentimes in Final Fantasy games, like, they included the manual and you could like check it to like read up on the character profiles and stuff. Like Final Fantasy VII had one like that where it's like for some of the characters, like I think Barrett was one where his last name is Wallace, but they never say that in the game, like, and stuff like that, you know. Or like anyway, that's good enough examples. You get what I mean. It's me, Zidane. And yeah, if this one gets chosen, I'll do like the voice acting for all the characters as I usually do in these kind of games. But I'm not doing that today because A, I'm really tired, and B, there's a bunch of other stuff I want to talk about. So, Swears a Boss ain't here yet. I haven't noticed any dialogue differences yet. But this is another thing that's actually vastly improved. This version of the game is there's also hacks you can optionally use in battle. Also, just like the backdrops, like they're less detailed, and it's like more obvious in the original. And like the character models are like a little bit. Actually, are they the same? I don't remember. If they are a little bit more detailed, it's... I don't know, they might be the same. In 7, definitely. Like, the battle character models are, like, way more detailed than the in-game models. And this UI just sucks. It is so bad. Like, this, it did get quote-unquote improved once. But I think it's because this version of the game is based on the mobile version. Like, they brought this first to iOS and Android. And then I think that's what this version is based on. But yeah, because of the upscaling, like the backdrops, they still look like a little bit plain. And the characters are definitely more bright and expressive, but it looks way better. Like, you can actually see little details, like there's a pulley and a hook hanging from the ceiling. You can't really see that in the PS1 version. The fact that the picture on the wall is like a portrait of two people, could not tell what that was in the PS1 version at all. Little things like that. It kinda sucks. But the fact that the game also runs at like a pretty solid 60 FPS in the battles, like PS1 original, no. It was more like 30? And maybe it is, I don't know, but it's a lot smoother in this version. Plus, yeah, just having the upscaling on the characters, you get to see a lot more detail than you could in the original. So, like in some aspects, that's still noticeable. Like for example, like in the pre-rendered backdrops and stuff, like, and that's kind of a negative to this version of the game, is because some things look out of place. Like, the characters are like too high res for the like environments they're walking around on. So like there's a little bit of cognitive dissonance there where they don't seem like they belong in the game. But like, I mean, you do get used to it over time. It does, you know. Like when I first played this, it really bothered me. But I mean, I can see why. Like it is the way that it is. It just doesn't look that great, to be honest, because they're going off of the original resolution of the game. Like, it's still being upscaled, obviously, but upscaling with actual like assets, like 3D assets in PS1 games, those can be upscaled like in a totally different way than like pre-rendered assets can, because then you're just outputting or upscaling the output resolution, whereas with the other assets that actually need to be rendered, that can be upscaled via internal resolution. So it's, anyway, it's a little weird. I think it looks a little weird and off-putting, but overall it's worth it, I think. And like anyway, there are shots where it looks really good, like right here. But yeah, there are shots where it just looks really strange. Like right here, for example. I mean, there's not a lot of... Anyway. Comes down to opinion as well. So... I never really noticed, like, Blank's left leg is like sewn on, kind of. Like, I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe like skin grafting? I don't know. But and put on our costumes and perform I Want to Be Your Canary, the most popular play in Alexandria. Marcus is playing the lead, leave the acting to me. Distract the audience from backstage with these little buggers. Can't stand Oglops. I'll manage, so don't worry about me, and that'll be your cue, Zidane. That's when I kidnap Queen Braun, right? You bet, you're gonna kidnap the fat-ass, butt-ugly queen... Wait, what am I saying? That's when I kidnap Queen Braun, right? You bet, Wait, what am I saying? And if you keep doing this, he'll, like, get... Yeah. It's like, alright, quit joking around. That's when I kidnap Princess Garnet, right? Mm-hmm. Anyway, so yeah, they already basically taught you everything you need to know about the game, which is a great little tutorial, because honestly, like, Final Fantasy games didn't really have tutorials back in the day. It's like, yeah, here's how you interact with the world, and here's a battle, you know? And that's mostly it. Like, obviously there's environmental, like, puzzle solving, and, like, I mean, there's other elements, obviously, and a bunch more mechanics, but those are the basics. Hironobu Sakaguchi! Freaking love that. Great dude. Great dude, Sakaguchi. Oh my goodness, like right here. That's the pre-rendered original resolution with upscaled VV, and now the rest is upscaled. Are you alright? She actually says alright. Huh. I think in the US one she says, are you all white? Like AWAIGHT. Anyway, so now we're playing as Vivi. I hate that arrow, like the hand arrow thing that bothers the crap out of me. Memory? Yeah, memory. It's not. ATB can be wait for now, whatever. Camera, skip battle intro off, movement. Let's have, I think you run with cancel? Yeah, I'll keep it on walk for now. No message, battle speed. Just go ahead and turn that up. There's only 3 settings anyway. Here icon, turn that shit off. And then classic, which is not classic, by the way, because the original had gray things, so I don't know. I mean, classic as in, like, original Final Fantasy? Yeah, sure, like on the NES and stuff. Yeah, they had the blue borders. But the original for this game is gray. So, title screen. Yeah, and then you can, like, basically Game Shark it if you want to. There's also the in-game, like, cheats, which are very helpful, actually. Like, you can just double speed the game if you're, like, in a hurry, you know? And there are definite times, like, if it's your first time playing the game, definitely don't use it. But, if it's not your first time playing the game, there definitely are parts where you might want to use that. Then battle assistance, 9999 as you do max damage, like, all the time in battles. And safe travel is actually really nice because it turns off random encounters. Which, that's my favorite one, honestly. The high speed and the safe travel can make sections of the game, like, way faster. Then there's a bunch of different stuff, like it's recommended that you do. You don't have to do any of this shit. But it's nice little, like, side story stuff. Cool little interactions that can net you some good stuff, like, you know, Grandma's savings of 9, you know. And I actually recently learned about these things. I forget what they're called, but I think it's just called a spinning wheel. She's like spinning yarn, I guess. Which, cool, and she's manually spinning it, so she doesn't even have the foot pedal thing. And there's like a couple different items you can get around town and nobody bats an eye because like you're a cute little mage. But yeah, the card game in this game is fan-freaking-tastic. And that's one of the main things I usually do right at the beginning of the game. It's just like kind of go around and because you need at least 5 cards. That was the first card I grabbed, so we are at 1. There are literally 100 cards in the game, like 100 different types, and there's like a randomization factor in there of like all the different stats and stuff like that, and I'll go deep into the card game like if this gets chosen as a series, like explaining how the actual mechanics work and blah 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 blah. And like it's been a while, but I've played so much fucking Tetramaster in my life that I could probably pick it back up again like so quickly. And it was so good that they had it as like an optional waiting to get into a lobby. And this is the other thing too. The fact that they have 2 different interact icons, because it's like, oh, this is a person you can challenge to a card game. I hate that. That was not in the original. Because in the original, you could challenge anyone to a card game. And like, it still works to like, because the thing is, you would initiate a conversation, the implication is that you would initiate the conversation in a different way. Instead of saying like, hi, hello, you'd say like, hey, you want to play cards? And you could use that, and it's just pressing square instead of pressing X is all it is. Or I guess on the Switch controller, pressing Y instead of pressing A. Yeah. And you can still talk to people by pressing Y instead of A. Like, anybody. The only difference is, you can't play cards unless you have 5, right? So initially it served as good, and at least the game doesn't tell you. Like, it doesn't straight up tell you, it's like, how to challenge people at cards. No. And thankfully they don't tell you. You like this scene. Like these high-res freaking parrot and hamster people standing next to this low-res statue. It just looks really wrong sometimes. Anyway, yeah, you have to have at least 5, I know. But yeah, it gave the player another reason to actually talk to all the NPCs. Because back in the day, like, it's always been a thing in Final Fantasy. Like, it's always a good idea to talk to all the NPCs, see what their deal is. Like, some of them know stuff that's gonna be, like, relevant to your quest, and blah blah blah. But now, the game just freaking tells you, like, who can play cards and who doesn't. So it's kind of really annoying. Because if the preview thing just tells you, it's like, oh, they don't play cards, then you can just do this, and then there's no reason to talk to them now. That is, if I'm just looking for somebody to play cards against. Which I'm not, but yeah, it's another negative for this version of the game. So we are currently at 4, I just need to find one more, which I already know where they all are, so like, no big. So I don't know. So let me know in the comments, guys. If this game gets chosen, do you want the PS3 version slash the PS1 original and PSN, but like running it on PS3 is the only official way to play it and record it? Or do you want this version? Because there's a good amount of differences. There are. There are things I like better about this version, for sure. Yeah? Goodbye, Alexandria. Trino, start a new business, fill the vote, sent me, can't sell any Oglop goodies. Moving to Lindblom? Okay, cool. Alright, forgot about that. A little note there, because it's kind of hard to even tell that's a door on PS1 original. Another bonus for this version of the game. Why can't I talk to the bird? Holy shit, the birds even look at you? See, that's another detail I wouldn't have noticed on the PS1 game, because, like, their heads would have been like 3 pixels. That is really cool. Let's see, I do have 5 now. I could challenge somebody to cards. Fuck, I didn't mean to do that. But yeah, this is Hip Hall. He's a Hipalling. He's also a hippo kid. But yeah, I made a pun out of his name to imply that he's ugly. What of it? Because there's more cards and more money we can go pick up, so I'ma do it. But yeah, it really pays to look around in this game. Really kind of take everything in. I just that's annoying. So annoying. Because the thing is, too, like, that's part of the genius of the exclamation mark over the head. You don't know what it's going to be. Like, sure, if you walk up to somebody and it says that, it's probably to initiate a conversation. But, like, it'll do the same thing for, like, finding things on the floor, like, inspecting a weird thing on the wall, like, reading a letter. Like, so many different things. So it was the perfect, and, like, they didn't really do this in previous Final Fantasies. It was just like, you go up next to something and press a button, you know? Which, that's fine, but having a little bit of a hint is just great. The exclamation mark is like the perfect way to do that. Because yeah, like, some old Final Fantasy secrets, incredibly obscure. Things that you would never think to do. But that's kind of what they asked of their gamers back then, is like, go everywhere and try everything. Try like every button combination on every fucking corner of the world. And it's like, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Yeah, we could also buy some items, but I don't think we have that much cash. We got a little bit. Buy some Phoenix Downs, at least one. Got 12 potions already? Oh, we don't have any eye drops or antidotes. Alright, so we should probably buy like 5 of each, yeah. Because honestly, there's nothing else to buy in town. Like, if I went to the weapon shop, which isn't even really open right now because they're doing the big show is starting soon. I think they have a little dialogue thing there where it's like, oh yeah, I can't sell to you, you're just a kid. I'm not gonna sell you weapons, dude. Wait, what? Oh, it's just the kids running by. Alright. There's another card over here. Oh, it's a Phoenix Pinion. Oh, I thought it was a card. Isn't there a card over here? No? Huh. There's Paul again. Which is 3 precious cards in a safe place. I kind of forget what he's talking about. I think he means in here or something? Yeah, no vacancies because they're packed for the show. City people, am I right? It's on the balcony? Oh, come on, really? No? Oh, I think it's the bell tower is what he's talking about. Can't remember. You tell my son will go to business, he never comes home. Yeah, they won't even... Yeah. We won't even, like, bring up the question. Yeah, I'm gonna close soon, da-da-da-da-da. It won't sell to me anyway, because I'm a kid. There we go. Ethers are quite rare. So, this is just a really good opportunity to, like, stock up on some items, like, in the early game. But completely missable if you don't, you know, actually explore Alexandria. So, I am not supposed to go down here yet, but I'm gonna check something. Seem working, don't interrupt, right? This is not a door. I think that's the point, is you're supposed to go... after? Oh, just eye drops. You won't let me go upstairs. Oh, I think you're supposed to go in when she comes out of the house or something. Three gil. Really? That's all it was. I guess it's just supposed to make you feel like a bastard, which, damn it. Okay. This is a place you have to come to later, but I just thought I would do this now. Since there's a couple of items around. There we go. Potion. Pull rope, yeah. That's what we were looking for. I don't know why the chest is so freaking tiny. Ironite card, Goblin card, and Fang card. Can we actually, like... Oh, that's all you can do right now? Alright. But yeah, Ironite is definitely one of those cards you wouldn't actually be able to get for a while. But, we got a nice little collection of cards already. That's the Ironite one. So, as a quick little tidbit, the first digit on the, like the 1P00 on the card, the first digit indicates the attack power. and the second one indicates the attack type, and the last two have something to do with defense, I think. Can't remember exactly. But yeah, Ironite, there's an enemy that looks like that where you can get Ironite card as a random drop, but they're going to be too strong for the party for quite some time, so it's a good find. Plus, just if you're... I mean, thankfully this game doesn't have autosave, so the thing I would commonly do is right before doing a bunch of card battles, like do a manual save, and then do the battles, because if you get sweeped and lose, like, a bad loss in the card game, you lose all 5 of the cards that you chose. So, on the upside, if you perfect an enemy in the card game, you get all 5 of theirs. So, really, really cool. But you do want to be careful. Peek into the ticket booth, and then there's some story stuff that happens. Can I help you, son? Show ticket, and it's a fake. I haven't seen any differences in the script though so far, except for that one girl that was like a white, and it was all right, and he gives you 3 more cards. Like, we are rolling in the cards already. It's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cards. And we could go talk to Alloway Jack. I think he's in the bar right now, but you're supposed to go down here. Yep. And I made him screw up. Such a klutz, right? You've been hammering that same spot all day, dude. What are you even doing? Which I think he's supposed to be a mole or something? Maybe a gopher? Yeah. You're supposed to agree to become a slave. And then you can wait. Like, it's kind of funny because it's like they tell you to be a lookout, but Vivi is clearly looking somewhere off screen to where the player can't see. So you're still guessing. That's Alloway Jack, by the way. He'll steal from you if you let him bump into you. So I just ignore him because he's a fucking asshole. And then I guess Rat Kid. Oh yeah, he tells you his name here in a minute, but yeah, it's Mog. He's a Moogle. Oh, Kupo. Sorry, my bad. Save game. Right. Yeah. Yeah, they saved the game for you. Also, if you want to use a tent, you have to talk to them unless you're on the world map. And you can just use a tent whenever. Yep. And this is your first chance to save. So, but anyway. Yeah, the other thing about this version of the game, it's very disappointing, but like even the text boxes are very different. Like they're kind of similar. They're pretty similar, but originally the game had like a stylized kind of font for the text boxes, and it kind of felt more of the time period of the world. It fit in the setting of the game. Like these ones, this basic ass, like, I don't know, Arial font or like Calibri or some shit, whatever they're using, this generic ass font. It's it just doesn't look right, in my opinion, at all, really. Yeah, and Mognet's really cool. They send letters. The Moogles, they all send letters to each other, but they don't, their delivery service is all like fucked up right now. So, yeah, he's like, hey, could you deliver a letter for me? And you're like, sure. And that kicks off this side quest that lasts like most of the game, where you're just like getting letters to different Mughals throughout the world, which was really cool because it was another reason to actually talk to the Mughals, and like you get a peek into like their personalities and like what they're all about and blah blah blah, and it's just really cool. It's just really cool. It's way better than Final Fantasy VII's generic ass. This is a save point, you know. Like, yeah, there is nothing interesting about that. Of course, like in the original Final Fantasy games, you just save on the world map. So, nothing really special about that. Anyway, gonna save right here. But, yeah, that's gonna do it for today. We're already over on time. But, thank you all for being here, guys. Greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and also hope you guys enjoyed this round of RC samples. It's, I really like the selections for this time. And, you know, whatever you guys pick, totally cool. Just, you know, pick your favorite. But that is a nice little segue, actually, to a very special thank you, as we do at the end of all the videos here, to the current Farts and Crap Show members, which at the time of recording is Novellis Draconis. But if you want to be incredibly awesome, support the show a bit more directly, and get in on all those membership benefits like Novellis Draconis does, check out the join button down below. Tier start at $3 a month, so only 10 cents a day, gets you into all the basic stuff. And now, you can also do your membership over at the link right there, the buymeacoffee.com/thefartsandcrapshow. Link is also down in the description. And that will also be, those votes from the Buy Me a Coffee page stuff will also be combined with the poll here on YouTube. And both will be locked to the members of each. So, it's just another option if you'd rather do that than go directly through YouTube. But, yeah. And if you're unfamiliar with the site, it's basically like a Patreon kind of thing. But yeah, like either way, it's $3 a month. So, 10 cents a day. And, that's pretty much it. So yeah, the past 4 days, we've had one new entry for the RC samples. There was initially Crusader of Senti, and then there was Mega Man Legends, and oh come on, what was the other one? Why am I blanking so hard? Oh, The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages, because I did Oracle of Seasons here on the channel quite some time ago, but I was like, you know, they just added Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons to Switch Online, so I'll put Oracle of Ages on there, you know? But, yeah, those are the 4 different options. So there will be a poll going up today, exclusively for the channel members, so, you know, you could go over to the community tab and it's a bit messier. You can also go to the membership tab here on the channel. That will be just the members exclusive stuff, which mostly in the past has been the members choice polls. And this poll will be up for a full 7 days. So starting today and ending once August 15th hits, or 16th? 16th. Yes, correct. So, yeah, at the end of the day on the 15th is when the votes will be tallied. And then the one with the most votes will be the next Retro Classic series, which will be starting in a few days from now. But, probably Friday or Saturday, something like that. But, yeah. I think that just about does it. I think so. Yeah. I think so. Also, if you guys would prefer, and I guess in the comments or how should they do that? Can they reply to members only posts? I think so. Okay. Yeah, I think they can reply. I think members can reply to the posts, the members' choice polls. So either reply to the poll with your opinion if you are a channel member or decide to become one. Or just let me know in the comments if this game, Final Fantasy IX, does get chosen as the next RC sample, Retro Classic series. PS3 version or Switch version. And of course, if it does get chosen, as per usual, do like the voice acting for the stuff. Like I said, too tired to do that right now. My voice is tired. And I need to wrap this up as soon as possible. So, but yeah, that's gonna do it for now. Thank you for being here, guys. Greatly appreciate it. Until next time, take care, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.